So today I'm gonna do my push-up quota, my part of this campaign of 22 push-ups for 22 days for suicide awareness. I'm gonna do it twice. I've already did the first part. It's gonna be edited in the end of the 22 days, but the second round I would like to talk a little bit why this is being done at all and why I'm doing this in lieu of another person. Actually, it's not me. I'm not doing this. I'm doing it for someone else, and that's how it works. So let's go through the motions here. Means it's the 11th day, and today is 9/11. So these were 22 push-ups, and this is the 11th day, so we're exactly in the middle of this this activity. There's a lot of conversation going on, and people not understanding very well why we're doing this. Many people complaining that the web is now full of people doing push-ups or races, and how do you help something as complicated as suicide by doing push-ups? So that's what I wanted to talk a little bit today. First of all, you don't help at all. Push-ups, races, or even well-meaning talks, they don't help. Suicide is a much more complicated thing, and this specific manifestation of suicide that we are targeting with this campaign, which is the suicides related to combat-related PTSD, no, the push-ups are going to do absolutely nothing concerning the suicides directly. Their effect, hopefully, is indirect. This is an awareness campaign, not a prevention campaign, not an intervention campaign. These things are much more complicated. Prevention requires policy making, requires technical expertise. You need psychiatrists, you need political scientists, sociologists, psychologists, anthropologists. You need, of course, you need a lot of people from the armed forces who actually know what it's all about. I mean, you can go to medical school and know a lot about how the amygdala works and how it gets damaged by trauma. But unless you've been to war and understand in primary experience how it affects you, it's going to be hard. So it's a multidisciplinary approach that is going to do any good. But why are we doing this anyway then? Well, suicide is one of those things that is sort of stable through time. Sociologists know this. It's a somewhat or more or less stable phenomenon. So when you have something, a spike in a phenomenon like this, then you have a problem. Then you need to think about, what is causing this problem. The number 22, that's why we do 22 push-ups, or we do 22 bench presses, or 22 squats, or 22 miles, or 22 whatever, is to make people who are watching this video ask, why 22? What do you mean? What is this number? The number 22 means that on average, we have about 22 veterans killing themselves every day. That is twice as much as the number of people in the average population that commit suicide. Suicide is a stable phenomenon. That's what I want to say. But when you have a subgroup that is killing themselves twice as much, then as a society, we need to stop and think about it and ask ourselves, why is this happening? Why are these specific people killing themselves twice as frequently as everybody else? Why are they dying from this cause twice as much? We got to think, and we got a problem. We got to solve the problem. The first thing to solve a public health problem, because suicide at this level is a public health problem. The first thing we need to do is get society to understand it is a problem. Otherwise, you don't have support for action. There's just a limited amount of money to handle a bunch of different public health problems. So yes, it's political. How much money is going into what, and how much effort you're going to put into what. So when you do 22 push-ups, and we explain that we're doing that because 22, not 11. I mean, twice as many combat veterans are killing themselves. And we need to understand why, how, and what can we do about it as a society. We are making you do something. Don't worry, we don't want you to go to health to shelters and convince veterans not to kill themselves. This is absolutely useless, and it's not for you. That's for professionals, okay? But we want you to care, because if you care, every time you read something about that, you're going to pay attention. You see, your attention is being subject to so many different kinds of information that it's hard to make an impression. That's what we want to do. We want you to pay attention to these 22 deaths that should not be happening every day, and we want you to care and maybe get involved in a campaign where you can get involved, because when the time comes for us to involve the public in something that actually involves going there and doing something, you already know that this phenomenon is worth your effort, is worth your money, is worth your love. So basically that's it. Why am I explaining this 11 days after I started this? Actually, I'm doing this for a friend who is a veteran and who was assigned this task, but he's hurt. So I'm taking the task, meaning it's not me doing the push-ups, it's him. His name is Steven. And that's how it works. That's how teamwork works. You know, it doesn't matter who is doing the push-ups as long as they're being done and we are getting to you. Today is a very special day. So today is the 11th day of my campaign, or Steven's campaign. Today is also September the 11th. Today we honor the people who were killed in the most atrocious terrorist attack, radical Muslim attack in U.S. soil, which destroyed the towers in New York City. A lot of things are going on today. The whole day there are going to be acts of celebration there in New York, and this is somewhat all connected. A lot of these people who are committing suicide are going to war, and where there's conflict with the same groups that caused this horror, this tragedy. So in a sense, this is all connected, and we need people to understand that this has to stop, that it's not acceptable and we care. We don't want this to go on. We do not accept intolerance. We don't want people to be exposed to horrors and die from bullets, from bombs, or from their own hands. We don't want any of that. We care. That's it.